Hello everyone, it's Kari, and today I'm going to create a snow globe using this cute snowman from the Hedgehog Hollow November kit. I am going to show you how to make a snow globe easily just using some basic shape dies that you might already have. So I have two circle dies here and I've taped them together and cut out some foil silver paper with them, and it creates this frame. So that's going to be the outside of our snow globe, and then I'm going to take the little circle that's the inside circle and cut an additional white circle with that. Now I will take a rectangle. This is going to be the base, so I cut it out of black cardstock, and I'll take the larger outer circle to create kind of a cutout in that base so it looks like it fits right together with that circle. This is going to be the basic shape for our snow globe here. So we have the rectangle base, the inner circle out of white, and then the outer circle frame out of silver foil. Now I had this snowman background paper and I thought it would be really cute on this card. This is from LDRS Creative and it's something I've had in my stash here, so you can use any paper that you have, any pattern paper, or you can create your own background even if you would like. But I just thought this would look really cute with that snowman. So now it is time to take the base and stamp on a greeting. I think it's kind of funny because I have these snow globe greetings from MFT stamps, but I don't actually have the snow globe. That's why I'm creating my own. But these greetings are perfect to fit right on there. You probably have some Christmas greetings in your stash that would fit as well. I'm going to use the one that says Warmest Wishes, and I will use my embossing buddy bag first and then stamp that with VersaMark ink. And now I'm going to heat emboss with some white embossing powder. If you get a little extra embossing powder, you can just use a dry paintbrush to wipe that off before you heat emboss. So that looks pretty good, so I'll take my heat gun and just warm that up until it melts that embossing powder, and it looks so great. This is such a fun technique. The embossing is what really got me into stamping in the first place. I just love doing heat embossing. So now it's time to create the background of our snow globe, and I'm going to use a couple different shades of Distress Oxide inks here. This is the darker Chipped Sapphire, and then I'm going to go in with Salty Ocean and probably a little bit here of the other lighter blue, which is Broken China. I didn't want to get any ink on my fingers, so I'm taking some Post-it tape and I'll hold that with my fingers so I don't get any ink on there. So I will just go ahead and blend this out. I'm using the domed blending tools that are my new favorites in my craft room, especially for the Distress Oxides. They're great because the handles are already gray, so I know they're for my Distress Oxides. I'm going to add a little bit of Wilted Violet as well to create a deeper color here. Now the bottom of this background doesn't really matter because I'm going to cover it up with a little bit of a snowdrift. I'll go ahead and stamp that snowman now with some Gina Amalgam ink, and I really love this ink because you can use any kind of media on it really. It's great for Copic coloring so the Copic markers don't smear the ink. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And then I thought, oh, this snowman needs a hat. But I didn't think of that before. I would have masked the hat off, stamped the hat first, masked it off, and then stamped the snowman so it looked like it really belonged together. But I didn't think of that. And then I saw the reindeer antlers. Who can resist a snowman with reindeer antlers? So I'm going to go ahead and use the antlers. And this one doesn't really need to be masked. It can fit right on the top of that snowman head right there. And so I double stamp that with the same amalgam ink. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in with some Copic coloring. These are going to be some simple Copic marker coloring because a snowman really is white, right? So all I'm doing is adding a few shadows to give it some more depth. And then I'll use some traditional reds and greens for his scarf and his antlers. I'm going to start with a really light blue here. I think this is the B000, maybe. And then I'll go in with some cool grays, the C1 and C0, and that's really all there is to it. As you can see, I'm adding quite a bit here, So it's going to look gray at the beginning, but don't worry because when we put this all together, it will look like a white snowman. At least I hope you'll agree with me on this one. I'm blending that out with the colorless blender, and that's just a really easy way to color a snowman. I'm just going to add some reds and greens to the scarf, and I like to add the darker reds on the outer edges of the scarf stripes that are going to be red, and then I'll go in with a lighter red and just blend those out. It gives it a little more 3D look. I'll do the same with the greens. So I'll just color the entire green stripe, and then I'll add a little bit of a darker green to the edges. It's kind of hard to tell in this video, but it does add a little bit of extra. This is a really small image, so you don't really have to do any blending if you don't want to. I like to add a little bit here and there. So these antlers are going to be those really awesome ones that you can find in the store around the holiday time. You know, they're red and green reindeer antlers. I've always wanted some of those. This snowman's going to get some today. A little orange for the carrot nose, and we'll add some light brown for his arms. I will also add some darker brown here to give it a little more depth, but it's really not necessary if you don't want to do that. This is going to be adorable anyway once we're done with the entire card. Once I'm done coloring up this cute snowman, it's time to fussy cut him out to put him in that snow globe. This is a pretty simple outline to fussy cut, and through the magic of editing, you didn't have to watch me cut the entire thing out. You're welcome. So here's where I decided that the snowman needed some snow. So I'm going to use that same inner circle die that I used before to cut out some white glitter paper. This creates the perfect snow, and I'll just cut a little snowdrift hill here to fit inside the snow globe. I decided that that was a little bit too tall for the snowman. He was almost touching the top of the snow globe. So I'm going to cut that down just a little bit, and that will work perfectly for our scene. I think every snow globe needs some snow. So I have a snow stencil here, and we're going to add some snow now to the background. The snow of choice for today is this Metallix gel. I like this gel. It is kind of a pearly white. In fact, I think that's the name of this one, Pearl White. And I'm using the Nuvo Media Spatulas, which are my favorites from Creativation this year, 2019. They are silicone, and they are very easy to use because they do bend a little bit. Now don't forget to add some snow to the snowman because he is in that snow globe and getting some snow on him as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of snow to him too. Can you see that? It's probably hard to tell in the video, but he's got some snowflakes right on top. The sentiment for the inside I'm going to use is from this Make It Jolly set from scrapbook.com, one of my favorites for sentiments and the inside of cards as well. So I'll stamp this one up using that same dark Distress Oxide. This is the chipped sapphire color, and this sentiment says, wishing you a season that's merry and bright, filled with laughter and good cheer. So I thought that was perfect for this card. I am going to stamp it a couple times, and it looks like I changed my mind and used the salty ocean. That is so typical when I'm making a card. Anyway, this works really well for stamping. I did double stamp it to make sure to get a really nice, clean sentiment here. And that looks really great with the snow globe. Let's go ahead and put this entire thing together now. I'm using some liquid adhesive to put on the outline of the snow globe. And I wanted to make sure I had this in the correct position before I totally pressed it down. The foil paper wanted a little bit of weight on it, so I added an acrylic block so that that would stay and I could allow that to dry. Then I put the base on, and now we're going to go ahead and glue the snowdrift to the inside, and we'll put that right inside the snow globe. I love the background of this snow globe. It looks like such a fun scene here. I will pop up that snowman using some foam adhesive. I did cut some of these squares down so that I could support his little stick hands. I didn't want that to get squished in the mail, so a little extra cut down works really well for this. I went ahead and attached the entire panel to a top folding card base using some liquid adhesive, and now it's time for some finishing touches. For his eyes and his coal buttons, I'm going to add some black Nuvo drops. This adds some texture. To get that to kind of settle, I just tap the back of the card a little bit. I'm making the smallest little dots here, and you can see, I hope you can see that it does add quite a bit to this card. It makes it a deeper, darker black and also adds that texture. When that dries, it'll be a raised dot. I'm also going to add some glitter pen here. This is the Nuvo Gold. I think it's the Midas Touch. I'll have it linked below as well. So that adds a little bit of glittery detail. Don't know if you can see that in the video here, but look at how cute this card is. I love the blue on the inside that matches the outside. I decided that it needed one more little thing, so I'm going to take this holly leaf from the same stamp set and we'll stamp that right on the inside with some Distress Oxide ink in pine needles. And this just adds a little bit more festivity to the inside as well. And there is our card. I really hope you enjoyed this project today. It was really fun to make our very own snow globe out of basic shapes that we already have in the craft room. I would really love it if you gave me a thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel so that I can see you again. I really appreciate all the thumbs up and the comments and the subscriptions. If you want to be notified when I have another video, hit that little bell as well, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.